everybody, and welcome to our webinar today. We're going to be learning about Google Local, Are You There? And our presenter for today is Honesty. So let me go ahead and change over the presentation over to her. And Honesty, if you could tell everybody a little bit about your background and who you are and all that good stuff.
Thank you, Shauna. Well, okay. I am Honesty Jansen, and I have been in the online marketing world for 13 years now, and I have had the pleasure of adding my services to One Choice for the last few months, and I'm really enjoying several of the new clients that I am now working with. Shauna knows how to pick clients, let me say that. But I've noticed that there's been a trend with a lot of the online companies I've spoken with about their placement in Google locations will now change to Google Places, as well as I noticed that as the new algorithms have changed in Google Places, a lot of companies are now kind of sitting back and going, wait a second, I've disappeared. And so I'm just going to go over some of the basics today. One, if you're not there because you've never placed yourself in Google Places, how do you do it? Two, some of the key changes that have taken place that if you don't correct, you will find that Google will sandbox you rather quickly. So a few things to go over. That way, if you are in Google Places, what you need to do to go and correct or edit your current listing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to kind of bounce around. So thank goodness that Shauna is actually recording this, because I'm just going to kind of run with it. If questions come up, I will try to stop and address them, because we are going to try to cover a lot of data, and I'm also going to do a complete walkthrough of how to set up Google Places. Jackie from My Toy Smart is being kind enough to let us use her as the example today. All right, so Google Places. 4 quick impacts of Google's new local search results. AdWords become more important. And there's an image over here to the side where you can see the new placements as well as where AdWords are showing up. And I've got some screens open to kind of go over the new layout. There are 7 different versions of how a local listing will show up now inside of Google. And we've got a few of them that are showing up for me right now, so I can show you a couple of the layouts. They are not testing. A lot of people think that the testing is still occurring. They just announced they are no longer testing. This is how it is. Google is going to have variety in its search display results for local listings. So here we go. I did a search for Omaha tanning salons because I'm in Omaha and, well, I need a tan. Here you will see that we do have 2 organic listings that came up in the top, which is great. And then the lovely hover over. Over to the side, we've got our map. But now all of these local listings have not only the name, the number, the location you can get to the website, you've got the pinpoint on the map, as well as more information than what we used to have before. Now, I don't see that anyone at this point has any rankings, right, or any reviews. We'll go over that later. Moving over to the next search. This one I started with Omaha tanning salons, and there is a difference when you do tanning salons Omaha. Now we only have 1 organic, and the rest are all Google Places, local search. Wrong one. Here we go. Now looking at Chinese restaurants, Omaha, Nebraska. When we add in the state, we see the listings for the Google Places have changed, but our AdWords is now coming up in that top spot. Card Shop, Omaha. Again, there are no organic or AdWords. you're going to find that as you look for the more general terms, sports apparel, Omaha, Nebraska, now I have AdWords that come up first, Google Places, and then organic. Sports apparel, and then we'll get some extra searches to do later. AdWords get more competitive because the local space is now going to have basically its own listing showing up outside of normal organic. You will see that if you are bidding on geo-targeted terms or in geo-modified AdWord campaigns, that your bid prices are going to be increasing, as well as the number of competitors in that space. There will be a lot of new AdWords or PPC clients going into Google who will just be bidding on the new Google Places placements, meaning that whereas before you may have been bidding on all the Chinese food terms for your local area, now the other Chinese restaurants can come in and bid on them as well. You will see an increase in competition. The reviews and citations are more important and they are more visible. Here's an example in the bottom right of how the new listings are showing. Where the reviews are popping up, you can click on the reviews and you can go see what others are saying. We will discuss that as we get a little bit more in depth on how to do the reviews, set up the reviews. Some companies, there's pros and cons to it, and we'll go through it and discuss it. But on a typical, like I was showing you though here, the tanning salons, I'm not seeing any reviews. Oh, here we go, 3 reviews, no stars. That's interesting. But the reviews are showing up with it. And when I click on a review, I get their complete place page. They have put in 3 photos, no videos, and we have the review showing up here. Again, we've got related places. This can be all of Ashley Lynn's massage and tanning salons locations in the Omaha area that they have entered each one separately, or it can be their competitors. Here you've got Google results, organic results that are showing up for the tanning packages or for Ashley Lynn's in the organic space as well. Building out your Google Place page becomes more important. Yes, this is your Google Place page. This is what a completed place page would look like. And we're going to go through that here in a minute. But making sure that you've got organic rankings for your name and for your location has become more important than before. Simply because when somebody goes to Google Places and they pull up your place page, you don't want your competitors here. You want you. All right. Are there any questions?
Honesty, so far we're all good.
Okay. Critical changes that have taken place inside of Google Places. If you have a Google Place or a Google local listing, you need to go in there and change it. In the last month and a half, Google has implemented new guidelines. And I have the PDF here. There are several new things in the guidelines. Business names. Do not include a marketing tagline in your business name. This will get you removed. P.O. boxes, you will be removed. And designating service areas. I'm not sure if that's going to apply to anybody today, so I'm not going to go over that. I think most of everyone who's on the line here probably sells tangible items and does not offer a service. If that's not the case, please let me know and I'll cover it. Again, they're really cutting down on keyword stuffers, so do not include anything other than your address, your physical location. I know you're a website and you don't think that your your actual physical address is relevant, it is relevant, and you can list it and not have it show up. And I will go through that in just a minute. I will be sending all of this as well as the link, by the way. Categories. We're going to cover that here in just a second, but this is a big deal. We're going to go through and go over here. Critical changes that affect you. Use the description and custom attribute fields to include additional information about your listing. This type of content should never appear in your business's title, address, or category fields. What Google really meant, any words from your business title or address, city or state especially, or category fields can never be repeated in your description. Let me give an example. ABC Plumbing in Atlanta. Here's a description that they would have used before. ABC Plumbing is a family-owned local plumbing contractor. We've been serving the Atlanta, Georgia area for over 20 years. There are 5 Google violations in that statement now. This is a huge difference from what was happening before. They've repeated their name. They've repeated plumbing. That's their category. They cannot do that. They've repeated Atlanta and Georgia. Again, plumbing, local. You have got to be careful now on what your description says. And everything has to be worded just so. This will get you removed, or at least buried. And when Google buries you, it can be very difficult to become unburied. Are there any questions about this point before I move to the next critical change?
This part is very, very interesting. And actually, Marianne had a question. She, sorry, she provides a service. She's an eBay education specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Is that other thing you were talking about going to affect her?
This critical change or the new critical change?
The other one that you said about services.
About services? Not really, because she's not traveling. That service really is for somebody who's got a designated service area. And most online businesses need to be listed as having a designated service area. But if you've got, say you are a plumber, if this is you, if you're ABC Plumbing, you have designated service areas. You may have a guy who's in Kansas City and a guy in Wichita and a guy in St. Louis and a guy in Topeka. So you've got 4 designated service areas. There is a way to set that up inside of the new Google Places.
Got it. Got it. All right.
That's what that means.
Got it. All right, good. And that was our only question.
Okay. And Shauna, I just want to kind of make sure with this change right here that everyone does understand this. Do you have any questions or feel like I should go over this a little bit more in depth?
No, I think we're good there.
This is a very big deal.
Yeah, nobody's asked any questions yet, and we're good to go.
Okay. Next critical change, categories. Do it right. This will get you buried as well. The new Google Places allow for you to create custom categories, which is fantastic, but it's not a place to keyword stuff. Your business needs to be placed in categories that describe what your business is, not what it does or what it sells. And that can be very difficult to do, but it's incredibly important, because if it's done incorrectly, Google will remove you or bury you. A dentist, as an example, and it's easier to do these with services. And if somebody wants me to give an example based upon their business and categories that are relevant, I'll be more than happy, and to tell you what not to put as well. But using a dentist, main keywords or categories dentists want to rank for: dentist, cosmetic dentistry, dental implants, teeth whitening, Invisalign, porcelain veneers. other than dentist, those other 5 terms are not what the business is. Those are all things a dentist does and can do. They're all procedures. Google gives an example of a physician and listing a category as vaccinations. Well, a physician gives vaccinations. That's a procedure. But that is not what a physician is. Now, there's some questions up in the air about, okay, so could, instead of Invisalign, could somebody put Invisalign dentist or teeth whitening dentist or teeth whitening service? Because that changes it from what you do to what you are. But there's not a definitive on those yet. It's better to play it safe right now while this is all going through the changes until we know what is safe. You can always add categories later, but adding the wrong category up front can get you sandboxed, and it's not worth it. Are there any questions on this? Does anybody need some additional examples?
Looks like Marianne says, since the majority of people are not familiar with what an education specialist is, can I use auction, coach, teacher as well?
That is what you are. Yes, that's kind of a catchy area because it's also what you do. I would say auction, coach, teacher is what you are, but that is also what you do. Auction, coach, auction, education, auction,
Melinda's
instructor.
saying maybe auction instructor.
I would do something along that line. Yeah, auction instruction is what you do, not what you are.
Yeah, or consultant.
Consultant is what you are, not what you do. If that's one that crosses, actually, it is what you are and it is what you do. It's very, I mean, it's all about getting the right word in there. I would stick with instruction versus consultant because consulting would be considered a description of what you do and not what you are. And that would be an awful close push with consultant and consulting. I would definitely look at something along the lines of auction education services.
Perfect. All right, great.
It's just so difficult now with the changes that they've made to make sure, again, add 1 or 2 and, you know, wait a month, see what they've changed. And change those categories as you move forward.
Yeah.
It's better to not have enough right now than to get yourself sandboxed. I've included some links here, and I'm gonna add some additionals as we go through. I haven't put Google Boost in here and tabs in here yet, but those will both be in here. Now I'm going to get into actually how to do this. So this PDF with the Getting Started guidelines, as well as that PowerPoint, I'll send to Shauna to send out. Google Places, instructions that go step by step. I will also send this, but this is basically the exact walkthrough on what we're going to do next. So if anyone needs that, Shauna, I will send this to you as well, okay?
Perfect, and that will be on our rebroadcast page on our website.
Okay, here we go. Can everyone see that? My screen is really large.
Yeah, it looks good here.
How about that? Whoops. Does that work?
That works as well. I think actually it may have been a little easier to see. Oh.
Well, there I am.
We got lost on yours. I think I have to switch it back over to you. We lost yours, so let's go back to you.
Was it easier to see when I had it enlarged?
Easier to see smaller or enlarged, guys? I know, Jacob, you just said perfect, but yes, on which one, Melinda?
Is that better right
Large. Kat
now?
says large. Better now, large. This is perfect.
Okay, great.
All right.
I
Thanks,
can't
guys.
tell because my screen is really big, so I don't know what you guys are seeing for mine. Okay. All right. Jackie, are you there? Can you type to Shauna to let her know? Shauna, is she there?
I see her in the room, and Jackie's going to be working with us. Hi, Jackie. All right, so yes, Jackie's here.
Okay, Jackie is being kind enough today to let me use her as an example. And
Isn't
so
she
we're going to go
wonderful?
ahead and do Jackie's listing and go through the step-by-step. So we're going to claim her business on Google. We go to Google Places, list your business. And Jackie does have a 1-800 number. Go to website real quick. Jackie does have a 1-800 number on her site, but for today's purposes, this goes to a call center, and we need to verify this, the number that we put, we need to verify that with Google. So we're going to do a little workaround just for today, but then we're going to have to go in and change this number. You've got two options for verification in Google. One is through the phone number, and the second one is through postcard in the mail. So we don't have an address found, which is what I was hoping for. Company organization will always be your name, your company name, rather. And I'm cheating, I know, because I'm not going to go through this one by one. That's why I had Jackie send it all to me first. Okay. Now, you can choose to put an email address in here. Jackie, would you like me to put a customer service email address in? If so, which one? I'm assuming no, because there is not one on your website.
She says yes.
Oh, well, of course.
We'll have Jackie send us over that email that she'd like us to use. And I
Okay.
think
Well,
this
while
is
she's
really
doing
great that we're doing this live and showing people the process, because they really don't get to see that often, like the entire process. So it's actually customer service at mytoysmart.com.
I was wondering if that's what it was going to be. Okay.
And Jackie, thank you for allowing us to do this with your website. This is so very cool because, you know, most times we say, go do this, but a lot of people don't show, well, how do you do it step by step? So this is very cool of you. Thank you.
Okay, and real quickly, I don't want Jackie, I've kind of gone over some of this with her, but I want to point something out to everyone who's watching. If you see that I entered her address here, and it brought up a map, and it put to her house. You're an online store, as most of you are. You don't want your house here. We are going to take care of that here in just a minute, but I want you all to see, when you see this, don't worry, there is a way to address this. So now we're in that description, and this is where we have to be careful, because if you remember, just a simple description had five Google violations. So we have to be very careful right now on how we list this. That way we don't violate any of Google's new rules. So what's a good description? Because toy will be a description and toy will be a category because we are a toy store. We're going to do educational products for young children, infants, and young products for young children, infants, and toddlers. We carry smart toy, or no, I don't want to do that one. We carry a full line of Melissa and Doug puzzles, wooden blocks, and more. Done. I have not used toys. I have not used smart. I think I'm pretty good. There's nothing there that could be a category, and there's nothing there that would take my store name. Does that make sense to everybody?
Perfect. Perfect. It's almost like playing that game Taboo. Have you guys all played that game where you got like 5 words you're not allowed to say, but you're trying to describe a word and trying to get everybody else to guess it? So just picture your description as Taboo, that game Taboo. Describe your business without putting those 5 words in.
Well, it's describe your business without even using your business name or what you do. I mean, that's what's so impossible. So many clients have got great domain names because it describes you. And on an SEO basic, pick a domain name with one of your main keywords.
Yeah.
Well, you do that for, I have a sick infant who just woke up. There we go. You do that for Google, but now that Google has changed the Google Places, you have to take it out because of Google.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right, so now we're going to go down to categories. So this is where...
Melinda's thinking smart. She's like cognitive development items. Ooh.
That's good.
Melinda, you're sharp today.
Yeah. That's when you have to take out the thesaurus. What means smart? What means toy? It's good in some ways, I suppose, for SEO because, you know, I would not use products as one of the terms to SEO for Toy Smart, but hey. All right, category. And the baby is going to walk by here in just a second. All right, toy store, that's our main category. Now we can add additional categories. We can add up to 5 of them. And I'd like to point out what Google has right here. Which categories up to 5 best describe your business? Dentist, wedding photographer, Thai restaurant. We are a toy store. Other than, we could probably do specialty education items or educational. I like cognitive learning. We can add additional things like educational store, educational supplies, preschool supplies. And we can go down the line of so many different variations. But right now with Google Places, it is better to play it safe than to be sorry. So my Toy Smart, what is it? It's a toy store. That simple. Don't keyword stuff. I cannot stress that enough right now. Okay, any questions on that?
Good to go.
Okay, service areas and location settings. Now, this is where, as UPS knocks on my door, I tell you what, it is one of those days. This is where we're going to address this. My operating hours are, or I'm sorry, we're going to go up here first. Yes, this business serves customers at their locations. No, all customers come to the business location. If you're like Jackie, you don't want anybody knocking on your door. Yes, this business serves customers at their locations. The best way for me to explain this would be you send your products to them. They don't come to you to buy it. They order it, you mail it. Done. You serve them at their locations. When you click that, this lovely box pops up. Do not show my business address on my maps listing. Notice it has been removed. All it says is that this particular store is located in Oyster Bay, New York. That's it. Service area. I typically recommend a 250-mile radius, which means that you will be considered as, hello? Oh, Google. Are you there, Shauna?
I am here, and yeah, Google's taken a while.
Mine's totally frozen up. All right, what happens is when you put the 250 miles in, it shrinks this down and shows you exactly where Google is going to show you as Google Local. So you can cover a wider area, and it allows for you to get some more SEO value in that area. Please don't put 4,000 miles or try to make it to where you're nationwide. You might as well just not have a listing, because at that point, you're not really relevant anywhere. The point of the Google Local is purely for the local aspect. By staying within 250 miles, you're within, what, a 2.5-hour distance, which still keeps you as a local. It works really nice if your location is someplace that is kind of the cornerstone of several states. And I'll show you an example of that here in just a second with another client. All right, scrolling down, because that's just, we'll check on that here in a second because it's just locked up now. Operating hours. You're an online store. Most online stores don't have specific operating hours. You'll take an order online 24 hours a day. If you're like Jackie, you have a call center, and that call center has hours. We're going to put those in. If you are 8 a.m. until midnight, apply it all. If you are like most online stores where your call center does not have times, but you can do 24 hours, then I suggest that you put your operating hours for when customer service is available. And customer service is typically you. If there is an emergency during the day business-wise, what times can you be reached? And sometimes that's 9 to 5. Or if it's, you know, morning and then sometime in the evening, then set that accordingly as well. All right, now I'm going to set her afternoon hours, which I believe are 9 to 9. But I will tell you that as far as putting in hours, I highly recommend it. One, it gives you more landscape on Google's page. But two, it's nice for those people who find you over Google Local. Now you have more landscape. Why do I have an E there? It never took anything past the educational. Interesting. Google's working wonderfully today, can you tell? Payment options. You know what? Let's go double check. What credit cards do you accept? Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. And I believe, Jackie, you take PayPal. Yes. So we've got our basics. Discover, MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal. If you do Google Checkout, include it. Invoices, check, cash, include them. This is the fun part. You can upload up to 10 photos to your listing as well as a video. Now, you can have the option of picking photos that you have on your computer and adding from the web. So I'm going to show you real quickly from the web. This is one of my favorite toys that she has. Fuddle the Monster of Confusion set. Right-click on your image, copy image location, paste, oh, sorry, wrong one, paste, add photo. And there you go. Now, 1 second. Well, I did that last time too. Google Places, My Toy Smart. So we're going to add blocks. And I do these as 250s by 250s. I think they show up nice and clean that way. Use the landscape Google is giving you. I know some of this is starting to drone on. So we're going to do 7 right now. And then Jackie doesn't have any video. We'll take care of that later. So I'm just going to show you an example, and then I'm going to remove this. So this is my crying baby. All you do is you copy and paste the URL of the video, and boom, you now have the video. And it's attached to your listing, and you can add 5 videos. Any questions so far on any of this?
No questions, although we are getting cute baby remarks, though. So, you know, just thought you should know.
Oh, thank you. Well, this was him eating and choosing not to use a spoon and grabbing the bowl.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, if you have I know we have a lot of Yahoo store owners in here, make sure that you save a copy of your store images.
Yes.
And then upload those, because for your safety, Yahoo changes the image URLs constantly on you. So that way, if somebody tries to steal your images and use those URL of your images and steal your bandwidth, you know, a week later, those images will be a totally different URL, and those people will be crying for doing all that work. So just in case, so if you have a Yahoo store, make sure to download and then upload. And then if you have other types of stores or you're storing your images elsewhere, then I don't know what those rules are, so I'll find out on your own. Sorry.
I will tell you that other than Yahoo, I don't think any other shopping cart or store system changes the URLs of, or the naming conventions of, the images. But I will say that when you use the add an image from the web, one of the easiest ways for you to do this, and it helps with your SEO and with your social, is take your product images, or in my Toy Smart's case, images of kids playing with the toys. Make a Flickr account. Upload those images to Flickr, and then you can link to those. And that helps you with backlinks as well as basic SEO and social. And now you've got a location where your images are that can be used in various online social applications without worrying about that image name change. And without anybody stealing your bandwidth because they're hijacking your images. Okay. All right. Additional details. For, I believe it's Mary Ann who has the eBay coaching. Is that correct?
I apologize. What?
Was it Mary Ann who has that eBay coaching?
Yes.
This would be really relevant for you. You can put additional, for instance, you know, I'm going to do this. Grams carried. Melissa and Doug. No, not 7 Doug, and Doug. But for your eBay coaching, you can add additional details down here. If you do have a brick and mortar location, putting parking availability in, that's great. But for somebody who's got an online business or an online service like the eBay coaching, you can put things down here, what you specialize in. Which auction services or specialty auction services we cater to, and list them. List your expertise. If you have any licensing or awards, this is where you would list them. Okay, and we're going to do shop by brand. Let's do Baby Genius as the next one. And we can add more to this later, but I'm going to go ahead and just enter 2. And now we're going to, you can always add additional. I mean, you can keep adding down here. But we're just going to stick with the 1 for now. And we're going to click Submit. Okay, Jackie, are you there?
She is here.
Do you have your phone next to you?
Waiting to hear back from. Yes, she does.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have Google authorize this now, which means they will call. If we do it by postcard, it takes 2 to 3 weeks. So that's why we're going to do it by phone, and then we're going to go in and change this later. Well, that's interesting. Why did it do that?
Because it's one of those days.
No kidding. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, it really is one of those days.
Of course it is. Of course it is. It's
that
one of
number's
those
correct.
days. It's just one of those days today, if you ask me. Jackie says she hasn't gotten a call yet.
That's 20 miles. I'm sorry. Am I losing it? Does that look like 20 miles to you?
I think they just like to do such weird stuff to us, just to mess with our heads. They're like, are you paying attention today? Yeah, yes, I am.
If that's 20 miles, then wow, New York shrunk. I'm sorry. Okay. No, I don't want to do it that way. I want it by phone. Okay, well, typically at this point, Jackie would have received a phone call, and there'd be a little box for me to enter a number.
They only do it when you are live. Yeah, that's right. Kat says they only do this when you're live.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, at least they have a place for us to put in our PIN. If they do call you and put in the PIN, but that's basically what you would do. If you do wind up getting a PIN, just pop that bad boy in there and hit go.
Yeah, what happens is you get a phone call, and when you get a phone call, that PIN comes across immediately. And you just enter it in right here, and you hit go. And it's done. And then they say it takes up to 12 hours for changes to take effect. Well, that's not true. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to log into Personalized Gift Express. And we just edited hers today. She had an old listing, and it all happened very quickly. So I wasn't able to just on air with you. I did take video, and I will be giving that video to Shauna on how to correct this. But we changed hers. She's got a 250-mile radius. As you can see, that covers several states. She has video. We've added 4 images and 5 videos because she's very big into the video marketing. We do not have any additional details on hers. Now, here's the fun stuff with her. We want to see our listing. This is what her listing looks like. because she does a lot with SEO and she is in Facebook, she does have her social showing up first. We've got 52 results. As of right now, she has no reviews. I'm going to show you, when you click on this, it'll take you to her videos and more listings. And even though we're on her page, we have her competitors who are bidding on her terms. Okay, I'm going to bounce over now to the Google rating system. And this may or may not let me do it. I may have to log in as me now. So she's available for ratings. I'm going to rate it, obviously, that I loved it. So set your appearance to start rating. It's Google Hot Pot. And you know what? I'm going to log out of Benita. I'm going to leave her up there.
Melinda wants to know, her map looks very close, not 250 miles?
That's because that takes 12 hours.
Ah, got it.
That part of it will take 12 hours, sadly. But with this, when the listing shows up, it will show just a giant area. But when it pulls in, she's located in Peculiar, Missouri, so it's going to show the state or the city of Peculiar.
What an interesting city name.
It's funny, it's down the street from my aunts and uncles.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting name.
Oh, it's peculiar. I had to. I know that.
Yeah,
was cheesy,
I know you did.
I had to.
I know. And that's why this day is going like it is.
Okay, let's see. All right, it kept me here. I am logged into me now. I have a Google Hot Pot. So I'm going to go ahead and click Love It. And now she has a rating. But I can go in and say customer service is amazing. Products shipped fast, and we couldn't be happier with them. And publish. Done. Now she has a Google rating. I would suggest, if you see, it shows up automatically, reviews by Google users. When you are doing your email correspondence with customers, send them the link to your Google Place page. Ask them to review you. The more reviews you get, it does help. The more positive reviews you get, it does help your Google Place listing. If you notice, those that have stars rank higher than those who do not. Okay, any questions so far?
We are good.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to sign back out.
Oh, Marianne wanted to know, I thought that you have to have a Google email account to write a review.
You do, and I do. I was signed into me.
Got it.
All right, we're going to go back to Benita's account. I have to tell you that really, One Choice has some really great clients that are allowing us to do this, letting me use them to show others how to do this correctly. We really appreciate this. I appreciate everything Benita and Jackie are allowing me to do today, so thank you so much. I just want to say that because that's really great that they're doing that.
And
okay, there's a couple of other advertising opportunities that are, what?
I was just saying it's very appreciated. You know,
Okay.
the thing about it is so many store owners are really scared about showing their details or what they're doing, and you know they don't want their competitors to see, and you know it's just. But you know, I find that the more you share and the more you're out, the more good karma you spend out there, the more you get back for in so many different ways, and you never know, you might get a couple sales just from more people hearing about you today or people talking about you today, and because that's how the good karma rolls like that. So it's just very much appreciated because you're helping us to teach more people, and thank you, and thank you again. So I just wanted to throw that in.
Well, that, and I just have to say, I absolutely love the clients that I work with, and Benita is fantastic, and so is Jackie. And Personalized Gift Express, they are not accepting orders right now, so they're closed for the holidays for now. All right, we're going to take this now. So here's her site, Google Places. There's a couple other things that are happening with Google Places. There are now some advertising opportunities in it. Where is this? Oh, come on. There we go. Advertising options. You've got Google Tags, which is now, right now, 30 days for free, which is awesome. I'm going to show you that in a second. And Google Boost. Google Boost, and I'd have to go open up my emails, and I don't want to do that to pull her password and for everyone to see, so I can't do it. So I will make a video of this and give this to you, Shauna, to show people how Google Boost works.
Got it.
But basically, it's another form of pay-per-click performance inside of Google, but this is done for Google Places. And I will create a little video and instructional on this and send that over to Shauna to upload onto her blog. Google Places with Google Tags. Right here in your Google Places account manager system, you can create a tag. Right now, this is 30 days for free. Do it, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, you're not out anything, and you can get rid of it. If it does a lot for you, fantastic, pay $25 a month and keep it. But what it is it allows for you to either create a coupon and post it, and when you show up on the map, you have this lovely little yellow flag, and in your listing, it has a flag and some highlighted, bolded text. You can choose it several ways. You can do it with an additional photo, a video, reservation links, which we don't have, a menu link. So it's a way to add additional information. For Marianne, this would actually be a great call to action link. Something, for instance, it says menu link or view menu or reservations. Well, I guess you couldn't because it's going to give you that determined text. It'd be a way for you to get that, make a reservation if you're promoting something, for instance, like a webinar. Offer to promote, again, 10% off everything until Friday. You know, free shipping is, I think, the 16th of this month, tomorrow. You could have promoted that. Or free shipping on every order over $99, or free shipping or flat rate shipping. You can put anything in there. Post live updates. So you go in here and, you know, this is our 15-year anniversary. Photos, video, pretty self-explanatory. Your YouTube channel, your Flickr channel, or anything else that if you want to push, especially with the social media, this is where you could push, you know, your YouTube channel, which pushes them to your Twitter and to your Facebook page. It's a way to actually get your social media involved inside of Google Places. And it's free for 30 days right now, so it doesn't hurt to try it. Any questions on that?
Actually, we've got, can you add a coupon code in the additional details area? Great idea.
You can. Absolutely.
God, what a great idea.
Bonitas, and you can do something like current specials.
Yeah, like Belinda
Free
said, that's a
shipping.
great call to action.
Coupon now. Or you could easily do something like coupon code. You could do something like, actually I wouldn't go through that whole thing, I would just do now you can add in any additional details or information you want to give.
By the way, is Bonita still closed?
Till the 18th.
Yeah, I have to tell you about Bonita. Bonita joined our lock program that Honesty runs through with One Choice, and I don't know if you guys remember the lock program webinar series, and then we started this service for One Choice customers. Well, Bonita started with the lock program with Honesty, and she had to call and say, I have to close down my store, I have too many orders.
I tell you, she's an absolute doll too. But they are doing really well. We got them ranked on some key terms that exponentially increased traffic and sales.
Well, obviously. So anyway, this poor girl, the busiest time of the year, and she's closed. She had to close down her store, and until now they're saying the 18th. So I love hearing that, but it's just such a great story. So glad for Benita.
Yeah. So, well, other than that, that pretty well covers it. I can do a part 2 in the next month to go over the advertising side of this. I would like to cover at some point in the next couple of months how to do some organic SEO work to your site for Google Local as well, because you can get listed in Google Local listings for organic as well. But other than that, are there any questions?
No, we're all good.
Okay, I always feel like I should have like covered, I don't know, something else.
No, you're good. Melinda's saying great info.
Thank you. Let's see.
And like Honesty said, we're going to have all this information on the One Choice site. We'll have information for you about, Jackie's saying thank you, Honesty. We'll have the downloads, we'll have the videos, we'll have the webinar replay. And if you go to One Choice for your store, there's a link on the left that talks about the webinars. So you just go to that and watch the rebroadcast. We'll have all of this on one page for you. And I'll send you a note tomorrow around 1 o'clock in the afternoon that has the page for that webinar page, and then you'll have all that information as well. And we'll also have an audio download so you can listen to the audio if you need to for more information. So all that's available. Any other thing we need to cover here? I think we're good. I think we're good. But I do want to say congratulations to you, Miss Honesty, for shutting down a business, because that is literally the first time I've ever heard that in the 10 years that I've been around Yahoo stores.
Why, thank you.
That you shut down a business for a week or two because they had too many orders. I just have to say congratulations, Honesty, for getting people that many orders. I love you. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Well, thank you.
That is so cool. I mean, it really is. If you think about it, that's one of those stories that you know what? We need to have Benita on our radio show and talk about it after the holidays.
Yes, I will tell you she's just completing some orders, and she will hopefully by the end of today have everything done so everyone gets their stuff by Christmas.
Oh, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful.
She makes a lot of those products herself.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her. So now we got to get everybody else moving on that too. And so let's get you guys next Christmas to have to close down because you have way too many orders. And we'll start
Well, and
by putting it in Google Places.
I will tell you to anyone who is interested in the lock program and SEO work, by One Choice right now, we're close to filling up and waitlisting. So if you're thinking about it, you may want to make a decision quickly. Otherwise, you may end up waiting longer than you're expecting to. So
that's true. You're getting lots of people to sign up for it. Well, I mean, it's been a phenomenal, you're doing a phenomenal job with it, and word of mouth is traveling very quickly, but you're not ready, then keep on watching the webinars, and Honesty is going to be bringing us more monthly webinars each month and helping, and we'll get you to the point where if you're just starting out, you just got a brand new Yahoo store, you're needing that help, no problem. Let's kick it into gear. Let's get you to the point where you're saying, I'm way too busy and I need to hire somebody, and bam, there you go. Let's get you to that point. Because that's the best part. When you get so busy, you're like, oh, I need to hire somebody. Yeah, that's wonderful. We love that. We love that point, bringing your point of that business to you. So hopefully you enjoyed our webinar today. Miss Honesty, thank you for the great education. Loved all the new education on all the new rules going on about Google Places. That was very insightful.
oh, thank you. And again, I enjoyed doing this. So here's to next month.
Yes, absolutely.
Have happy holidays, everyone, too, because I don't know how many of y'all be speaking to again before Christmas and New Year's.
Yes, I don't either, but we're getting lots of thanks, thank you, thank you, thank yous. She was great, thanks so much, thank you, and Merry Christmas. So lots of great info here. Thank you so much, Honesty. Thank you all for being here today with us. We appreciate you guys, and happy holidays to all of you.